friends. I fell in love with this palette. This is delightful. I even like how these are in little wells, so if you want to add water, you can. I want to use it again. It has left me so inspired, but I love that it's all neutrals. Scrumptious. So we definitely want to use this again. I am going to do the powder off camera because I wanted to film something really helpful, but we're going to do everything else. So I thought we would go a little bit lighter with the eyeshadow base today. This one is going to be lighter than the one I normally use. This is 𝗕𝗘𝗧𝗬. The shade is called Crema. And then this one is, again, lighter than the Armani. But I'm going to go ahead and press that all over my lid and take it all the way up to my brow bone. I'm going to start with this shade, but what I'm going to do is press that on my brow bone just to kind of brighten up. I like how these aren't just a traditional flat matte. When you have baked products, there's usually a little bit of, I don't want to say shimmer, because there's not shimmer here, but they just don't feel quite as flat as a classic matte shadow. Now for right now, I'm going to use these dry like I mentioned. I'm just going to grab that color and I'm just going to push it into my socket. I'm not going to get too dark with the eye. This is where it flash forwards and I have black eyeshadow out to here. But I'm really going to try my best. I do want to keep this just a really soft look. Yes, I'm going to stop there. Well, I'm going to put shimmer on my lid, but I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop me. I want it to be the most intense right here where my eye sticks out the most. We talk about that a lot. There's really no better way to say it, but where your eyeball sticks out the furthest is going to catch the most light. So that's where we want the shadow to be the most intense. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side. There should be enough on there. Nice. Then I'm gonna grab an E27 and soften the edges. E27, nothing on it. And like I said, we're just gonna soften it. Just go all the way around it, not on top of it. Feather it over that way, feather it into the socket a little bit. Perfect. Not only are these Prada gel liners an incredible smooth formula, listen, they have the coolest colors, but do you know how we talk about dry times quite a bit? These have about 30 seconds of dry time, and for a liner like this, that is delightful. Also, you're not going to get transfer, even though that's a little bit longer of a dry time when you have a gel liner like this. So I could literally dilly-dally if I wanted to. I could just sit here and chat and I still have time to get in here and melt this in. A lot of times when you put these on, they dry almost instantly, and that can be so hard to work with. And then another bonus point is because they're so thin, you can layer them. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more right through here. Perfect. But then I still want to use this to do a thin line, but I want to wet it first. I'll do the lighter shade. Ooh, I need to get more water. There it is. Oh, there we go. 2, 3. And then E26. Same exact idea. Okay, we got that ready. I'm going to make sure it's nice and even on the brush, just like I would gel liner. Ooh, this is nice. And then I'll just extend. Yeah, this is perfect. And then, like I always say, don't worry about underneath here. Just try to focus more on the top part when you're doing liner. And this is why I say not to worry. You can always just clean this up. I love using micellar water to do this. I just feel that when you use that with a brush, you just have so much more control. Wipe off the excess and then just keep sharpening. You don't need to take this away from me. I'm having too much fun with it. I'm gonna take a little bit more. This is that same shade. It's called Mahogany, right? It's this really beautiful kind of rusty burgundy. Perfect description. One of my best even. This is my life. This is just what happens. As I was saying, Gene Bean came in, so get ready for those noises. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this liner and try my best to do a really nice thin line over this way. Just a whisper. This might help you. Notice how far I'm holding it back and how I'm coming from underneath. That can give us more control when we're wanting to do a nice. This might help you. Do you see how I'm holding it really far back And then I'm coming from underneath. That might help you with control, especially if you wanted to use a pencil. I'm also kind of pushing it into the lashes as well. So I'm really into these half lashes at the moment. And I also find the more that I wear them, they're even easier to put on. But I do kind of let them sit here for just a second. I feel like that's really important because I did have them warming up on my hand. And I also wait till my mascara is dry. You want the area that you're going to put them in to be dry, because even wet mascara can mess up the glue and then you won't be able to wear them as much. So that is something to keep in mind. Now that I've been able to yap a little bit and they've even gotten warmer and kind of remembered my eye shape, I'm gonna clamp them on. So I want to use this foundation because it's a good match and I bought it and it was expensive. I actually bought 2 shades. Because this one's going to be a little bit too light, but I did find that it's too wet, especially for the climate I live in. It's very, very humid. So if you have one that feels sticky, another one that kind of feels sticky to me would be this one, but we're going to use the Dior. Let me walk you through it. I want you to take a loose powder, something close to your skin tone, and a fluffy brush. We're going to do a little bit of a preset, or I should say a little bit of a grip. Okay, I'm also going to do this with bronzer, and this is going to feel very, very, very wrong. Also, this is very rare that I tap. Isn't that interesting to hear? That actually, I'm not going to have to tap with that one. But let's just lay down a little bit of a powder grip primer. And also the reason I'm not using a pink powder is because I don't really want to brighten. I just want something that's a veil of my skin color. Also, I'm surprised nobody's really talked about a powder prime. Ooh, my skin, see, it still has grip, but it's going to help this not feel as wet and yicky. But now, before we move on, I'm gonna grab my bronzer. My vanity is a mess. Like I mentioned, I haven't had Icy for like 2 days. I have it now, even though it doesn't look like it. The people coming have had Doug just in a tiz. My boy is a wonderful boy, Douglas, but let me tell you, this many visitors, there's going to be a yap. So I don't even know how many takes I'm on at this point. I really like the updated formula. I've talked about it before. The old formula was nice, but I feel like it was pressed too hard into the pan, so it would not pick up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do, I know, feels so wrong, powder bronzer underneath this really wet foundation. Now for blush, I am gonna hop off and film something for blush because I have a new one. Maybe not, maybe that one will be different. We'll see. Just go ahead and place this everywhere we normally place our bronzer. Oh, and I'm not only using this for grip, but I'm also using it because the one shade, unless I mix it, it's a little bit too light. So I am using this as a color shifter. Bronzer can darken your foundation to an extent. So just wanted to throw that in there. Longevity. Delightful. And then I'm going to go on top of the bronzer a little bit. Oh, I want to show you this side. So good. And I don't know if you can see, we're not cakey in any way. Let's do this. I'm going to be wearing shade 2CR. In fact, I probably shouldn't put it out that much. Yeah, that's fine. Just like lipstick, these can break, and like I mentioned, they're spicy price. All right, so we're just gonna go around. This already feels better. It feels like it's not going on as slimy. I know that sounds negative, and I am balanced to dry, so that's why I could even say this. So if you're oily, you might not even enjoy this formula because it is so emollient. Slimy was not a good word. I know the proper terms, but here we are. And then I'm going to grab a C41. I'm gonna go around these edges. Much better. Oh, I even like the way this feels better. And you know what? You can even get a little bit more coverage out of a formula if you put a little bit of powder underneath it first. And then of course, this looks so much better. Still nice and luminous. I love that, but I don't feel that very wet emollient feeling that I was feeling without all of this powder underneath. Now I'm going to use the rest of this and it will not be wasted. I'm going to use Natasha Denona concealer, and I'm actually just going to do it underneath my eyes. I'm going to blend this out. I'm looking for my brush. And if I seem in a hurry, because I'm waiting for the doorbell to ring again, there's some people here fixing something else, and they've been ringing the doorbell. And while I do not mind, I'm just trying to work a little bit more quickly. All right, I'm gonna hop off now and film my baking versus setting, and even some setting tips in that video. So when I come back, I will be set. All right, I'm back. One side I baked, the other side I just set. You really can tell a difference. It's fun. I love makeup. I don't know if y'all know that, but I just absolutely love makeup. So I put it in a Sephora order. And what I was talking about is I bought the Tower 28 setting blushes, but I'm kind of already set, and that's not how I wanted to use them. So I didn't film that, but I did film the baking versus setting. I feel like that's so important. Even though we know it here in stories, I feel like it's something that other people that aren't here on stories sometimes struggle with. So I did film that. Let's put on blush. This is one of my favorite shades of blush. This is the YSL. By the way, that's squishy. If you haven't touched them, they're like little cushions. So pretty. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay down our transition first. Get that transition going there with the puff brush side. Then we're gonna flip sides of the brush. Same blush. And then we're just going to, between Ben and the cat snoring, Lord have mercy. But now we're just gonna kind of go here in the center. And anytime your blush, eyeshadow, bronzer, anytime it can have a transition, it's gonna look its best and wear its best. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this shade on an E28, finish shading underneath here. I am really loving this palette. I'm excited to create with it even more. Look how pretty this is. They do last a while. I would definitely pair it with a long wearing lip liner, but I will say they don't last as long as the matte version of this. I'm also really loving how long wearing these are. These are from Dominique Cosmetics. I'm using the shade Soft Brownie, and I just think they're really, really innovative. Because you can get a really sharp line, and you can sharpen them. They come with a sharpener, and then all you do, right there it is you just kind of run it across that a couple times this way. Remember, I'll make a video on it, but remember how we did the Glossier pencils? You just kind of, just a little bit, you're not wasting a lot of product. But then I love that we can use this, see this side? You use that side to kind of blend it together. I feel like I've been filming this tutorial for 5 days straight. There has been a lot going on. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm trying to film as many as I can with back camera because it is so much more high def and you can really, really see. I think next week I'll do a little bit more of an intricate hooded eye, but I'll do it even closer. When I need to get closer, I'll film into the mirror, but right now my phone is just turned around and I can barely see what I'm doing. I'm actually using my mirror as a monitor, but it's pretty far away. But I hope that you enjoyed these more high def videos because they're a little bit less personal because I'm looking at my phone. I can't really look directly at you like I can front face camera, but I'm trying and I think I'm getting a little bit better. So I hope that y'all are enjoying them because to me, it's really important to see the textures really, really close. It's important to see them really, really high def because textures, dry times, all of that really do make a difference on how comfortable we are with our makeup. All right, friends, I love you with all of my heart and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.